Joining me today is Dave Christopher from Cascade Lacrosse. Thank you so much, Dave. The purpose of today's recording is to just have a more dynamic way to record, document, and share the overall experience that you had from before Savant all the way through to post go live. So Dave, I'm going to jump right into this, and we're going to get into really who Cascade is as a launch off point. And we have, of course, the corporate, I'm going to kind of say sterilized information on who Cascade is, and we can all find on the website. But as in the management team, as someone that's really helped build Cascade over the last few years, give us what we don't see from the website or from some press release. Who is Cascade behind the scenes, specifically within the supply chain and the team that you work with?
Okay, great. Cascade is a very close-knit team. We've been together for, most of the core members have been together for over a decade now. We really take pride in our work, take pride into our process and how we get things done in a very short period of time. One of the struggles that we've had is it's a very seasonal company, and the team always comes together when there's the peaks and figures out how to get it done during those peaks. We take a lot of pride in that. What is really Cascade's process based on is a quick turnaround to our customers. We guarantee a 24-hour to 48-hour shipment with a custom product. So if a sales order is placed today, most likely it will ship in the next 2 days. That could be a single helmet or up to a team worth of helmets of 100 to 150 worth. With that and being custom that we build to order, we keep a fair amount of inventory, because instead of keeping the finished goods that most people would keep, we keep raw materials. That is one of the unique things about Cascade, is that we do not keep any finished goods in a warehouse.
So I know that it wasn't an easy decision for you guys. I know that before you even pulled the trigger on the Savant solution, you reviewed a lot of solutions out there. We'll get into more of that in a little bit. Pause here for a second and talk to us about the challenges and the needs that catapulted you into saying, hey, we've got a great team, we're very talented, but we're reaching that point where throwing more bodies at the challenge isn't going to get us where we want for a growth perspective. We've got to bring in some hardware and software automation. Share with us some of the challenges and needs that you guys had.
So one of the challenges that we were having is, and I mentioned it before, is our seasonality. So we have our peaks and our valleys, and we switch from different product lines from lacrosse to hockey. And as we switch from product line to product line, we also had to switch our warehouse around. In the past, we were always small enough that tribal knowledge worked for us. So the guys in the warehouse knew where everything was, could walk out there and put their thumb on any product that was in the warehouse. As we were growing, we realized that wasn't working for us any longer. With people calling in sick, with people taking vacation time, we needed to build a team out there that anybody could walk in the warehouse and put their finger on a pallet or a product. So that's why we decided to look for a warehouse management system that allowed us to do that. Besides that real-time visibility of where our product is, also the fact that we could put anything in the warehouse and know exactly where it was. One of the other challenges that we were going to have is the lack of IT support. We had just gone through a big SAP integration. That team had moved on to another part of the company, another part of the business. So I knew we weren't going to get the support from that. So that was another big challenge that we're looking for, is how can we do this with A, with a tight budget, and B, without involving the business analysis team, without involving the IT team. That I knew was going to be a challenge getting support for that.
Yeah, and we'll get to that later as a huge positive, but I'll take a moment here to say it was refreshing to watch you take command of the implementation and be so involved with it without that deep tribal IT experience. So kudos to you on that.
Thank you.
Post-purchase, getting into post-implementation, real quickly, what did you see immediately on the benefit side? I know that we were hoping to get the real-time visibility, the inventory accuracy, the real-time accountability, and cloud-based leverage point of IT. And how soon did you start to recognize the benefits of the system? And what were those, talking to these points on the screen, what were those benefits?
It was immediate. My team itself was very excited. We all knew this was needed. Of course, change is always, everybody's going to be scared of it, but my team was very excited about it. And we were right off the bat able to get this up and running. We were able to do everything in-house, and right off the bat, the guys were receiving with the scan guns, putting product away. And within a week, I would say, from the time that we went through this out, did all the testing, we were up and running. Everything was put away. It was great.
And again, just to kind of hit it home, it was amazing that we were able to pivot when we knew we needed to pivot into the cloud and really, again, deploy this entire system in weeks without IT, kind of slowing down that process and still being able to meet all the needs. That was another major, huge win there. As a solution stack, right, Savant isn't the total solution. It's important for us to take just a minute and talk about what that solution stack looked like as a whole. Dave, with any solution that goes in, it's a symphony. And in this case, our solution stack was built around both hardware, software, and process improvements. Of course, we have Savant in the cloud, which was great. You guys have been out there for over a year now. We're seeing great speeds and feeds coming out of us from a data perspective. But we also leverage Data Logic, Scorpio devices, and Zebra printers. As that hardware piece comes together, how was the overall experience of bringing in that hardware piece and bringing in Data Logic and Zebra?
Oh, great. Really, the Data Logic scanners were very user-friendly. Their tech support for Data Logic itself was great. Phone call away, they spent half an hour, 45 minutes the first time setting them up. And the same with Zebra. Anytime you're trying to print from the cloud is always going to be a challenge, and this was seamless with that. The three married together very well.
So it's very important as we go through and we talk about who Cascade is, the culture, some of the challenges, the solution, and not everyone's going to be able to make it up to visit you guys, nor can you take time out of your busy schedule to meet with everybody. So it's great that you were able to take some pictures, and if you can, give us a little bit of that yellow line tour that if we were going through with a new partner or a new customer. What are we looking at as we go through here?
So on the left, you see our production floor. So we run up to 5 to 6 production lines every day. And that's what you see on the left is an overshot of our production facilities. On the right, one of the core principles that we have is we don't want to touch something unless we need it. And as I said before, we make to order. So as you see, the first step that we do with anything is we grab the part that we need from the warehouse to build that specific order. And as the first step really is printing. So we will grab the product, and the first step, as you see on the right there, is to put some warnings and start printing our product. We print in line, so we will only print. We grab the parts, we print it, and then we'll hit the production floor right after that.
See, we got a happy little warehouse guy here scanning some product throughout this process. Is he? And from a warehouse perspective, how have you seen your facility kind of grow? And what was we talked about earlier? Gaining back this project, both Savant, Zebra, Data Logic, gave you back a certain portion of your warehouse. Talk about that, if you will, for a second.
One of the two biggest aspects I see is once we installed it, your warehouse management system, it was much easier to train somebody new in the warehouse. It wasn't the tribal knowledge, as I mentioned. This is exactly where this product goes. We have to group certain products together because we don't know where they are. So as we had a program that we can put anything anywhere, random put away, and then just pull it as we need it, it took that tribal knowledge away from the warehouse guys and allowed us to bring new people in to train them quicker because it wasn't that tribal knowledge they had to understand.
And from a space perspective, once you were able to do that one scan and kind of scan it and forget it, what percentage of that warehouse did you gain back by having that ability to really put the product in an optimized fashion anywhere in the warehouse?
I would say we gained over 30% of our warehouse back. As I mentioned before, we're very seasonal. So what would happen is we would keep 5 slots all year long just for a certain material. knowing during the busy time of lacrosse, those 5 slots would be slow, but during the summer months or when the hockey was, those slots would be empty. So by doing this, being able to do a random put away, it allowed us to open the entire warehouse. So we only had static pick points. That was where that product was, and opened up the rest of the warehouse. So we didn't have to keep the 5 slots above that static pick points for the back stock of that material. That really helped out a lot.
Awesome. Dave, I know that we've taken a lot of your time today. Anything in closing? We've got this great quote from you, and the viewers here can read through that as we talk. But to sum it up, is there anything that you would close out this quick interview together with why someone should definitely consider Savant if they're reviewing warehouse management solutions?
Well, we went from a non-warehouse managed warehouse to a fully warehouse managed in a very short period of time on a very small budget, mainly because of Savant. You know, they offered us a cloud-based system with the lack of IT support that I had available to me. We were able to do this in a very short period of time. What we did not want to do is cumbersome our product or cumbersome our process. So that was definitely a fear of ours, that as we had you scan from bin to bin and then scan into production, that was going to make our process, which is a very fast-moving process, and make it cumbersome. So that was also a big challenge that we were looking at, is not to cumbersome our product, not to slow down our process of getting raw materials to the production line. And Savant did this in a very short period of time, and with very little support from IT, which I will say again, the support from Savant was great, and they held our hand, they got us up and running. It was great.